Democratic candidate Zoran Mamdani has won the election, becoming New York City's first-ever Muslim mayor and the youngest in the city's history. Calling himself a democratic socialist, Mamdani advocates for free public transportation, free childcare and early education, rent freezes, and higher taxes on the wealthy and large corporations to fund expanded social welfare programs. His plan includes raising income tax rates by 2% for those earning over $1 million a year, increasing the corporate tax rate from 7.25% to as high as 11.5%, investing $70 billion in public housing, and lifting the minimum wage to $30 an hour within 5 years. New York is an expensive city with a high poverty rate. A one-bedroom apartment in Queens can cost $3,000 a month. So rent control and free bus rides naturally appeal to working-class young people and the poor who don't have fathers like Elon Musk. But here's the problem. What Mamdani is pushing isn't democracy. It's what the left loves to criticize as populism. So, what's the difference between the two? To cut all the crap short, here's how Western academic elites explain it. Democracy is based on the rule of law and emphasizes limited majoritarianism. That is, majority rule with protection for minority rights. The majority cannot exercise power arbitrarily. It stresses regulations, due process, and legal safeguards for individual rights, the public interest, and the nation's long-term development. Populism, on the other hand, is characterized by the absolutization of majority opinion. It glorifies the dichotomy between the people and the elites, focuses on directly carrying out the will of the grassroots masses, and often provokes emotional and extreme political tendencies that can harm society as a whole. But just as the left monopolizes moral labels like progressive, inclusive, and hate, it has also monopolized the definition of populism. They accuse figures like Trump, who scorn intellectual elites, rally farmers and laid-off workers, and call for deporting illegal immigrants, of stoking populism. Yet people like Mamdani do exactly the same thing. They despise high-earning professionals, Wall Street brokers, and real estate owners, the economic elites, and appeal to class resentment by calling for higher taxes and collectivist share-the-wealth policies. Smash the rich and divide the land. That slogan once let Mao Zedong bypass China's landlords and intellectuals like Hu Shu and Liang Shuming, inciting poor peasants and idle vagabonds into violent hatred. It's the same mob energy that now manifests in America's Black Lives Matter movement. Why, then, is populism only a label for the right, people like Charlie Kirk? Why isn't New York's leftist mayor Mamdani also a populist leader? What's the essential difference between driving out illegal immigrants and driving away high-income taxpayers through tax hikes? If the former limits a nation's labor force and the latter drives out investors and the middle class, don't both ultimately harm society's overall economic well-being? At their core, both democracy and populism are ruled by the majority. Whether their actions have been filtered, approved, or validated by intellectual elites at the New York Times, CNN, or the University of Chicago's Sociology Department is irrelevant. In 1945, when President Truman decided to drop the atomic bomb on Japan, that choice wasn't part of his campaign platform, nor did he consult the American public. He sought the advice of physicist Oppenheimer and military generals, then made the decision himself. In the same way, when Trump shut down several federal departments, he consulted elites like Musk, Rubio, and Vance. In May 1989, Beijing's Tiananmen Square was occupied not by a political party, but by citizens mourning Hu Yaobang. Students later joined in, but there was no organized democratic leadership. When Zhao Ziyang's advisors urged the students to withdraw and they refused. Deng Xiaoping sent in the tanks. June 4th was not a democracy movement, but a loose populist uprising. Seeing students unafraid to die, ordinary citizens and workers joined in. There were no leaders. Advisors like Fang Liji, Bao Tong, and Yan Jiaqi vanished from the scene. That's populism. Whether it's Nazism or socialism, both are ultimately carried out through populism. The Communist Party's struggle sessions against landlords were held in mass rallies, where peasants raised their hands to sentence people to death. Populism is a pseudo-concept invented by a small group of academic elites. Its real danger lies in their claim that only the forms of public will they approve count as democracy. If they disagree, then no matter how many votes are cast, the majority are just, in Hillary Clinton's words, a basket of deplorables. Does Trump incite hatred toward minorities? In fact, his rhetoric targets only illegal immigrants. Mamdani does the same, inciting New York's poor to hate the rich. But New York's wealthy haven't broken the law or crossed the border illegally. So, many academic theories that justify greedy politicians' lies are nothing but fraud, complete nonsense. From Chen Duxiu in China to Barack Obama in America, from Karl Marx to Noam Chomsky, their methods of stirring up populism are no different in essence from those of Hitler and Mao Zedong, only in degree and duration of deception. If Trump's playbook is destined to fail, then the left's has already been proven a failure. Because where does the money come from? Left-wing governments have no tricks beyond raising taxes and pushing woke ideological re-education campaigns, which only grow more extreme over time. But New Yorkers, it seems, have suddenly lost their senses, because this self-proclaimed socialist Mamdani told them that the taste of feces is actually better than a McDonald's burger. They've grown tired of McDonald's and now crave something new. As an observer, to be honest, I'd say, fine. Why not?